All right, welcome back to Green Lane Radio, hosted by Deer Park Water. I'm Sam Bailey here with Jack Adler and Veer Chopra, and today we're going to start our show off with a little bit of baseball. So, Jack, Fernando Tatis suspended 80 games for using Costa ball. How do you feel? Do you feel like this suspension was the right thing, or do you feel like they should have made the exception for Fernando Tatis Jr.?
No, I 100% think it was the right decision. I don't think there's any exception because there's been a lot of lying now coming from his camp and his family about what it was used for. First, it was a ringworm infection. Then it was for a skin irritation.
It was also for a haircut, apparently.
Yeah, it's been rough. I think they're just trying to cover it up. I think it was 100% deserved. I'm not sure what it was for. I don't know if it was actually for performance enhancing or if it was to treat one of the things they're saying, like his dad was talking about a bunch of stuff. Whatever it was, I definitely think it was the right thing. He used a ban of substance, so you get the ban.
Mm-hmm. All right, and let's stick here with the Padres. Veer, Padres at the deadline acquire Josh Hader, Juan Soto, Josh Bell. How do you feel like these acquisitions are going to bolster their team and push them and propel them towards the playoff spot?
Personally, I think Josh Hader is a little bit overrated. I mean, in the clutch, he really isn't the guy you really want. Honestly, I'd take Edwin Diaz over him this year. But I think Juan Soto is elite. We all knew this. I mean, the guy just hits. There's nothing really else. He's a below-average defender, but I think you can sacrifice that for his bat. But I do think the Padres, I think they're currently in the third wildcard spot. I think they'll still be able to sneak into the playoffs, but without Tatis, I don't think they're going to be able to make very much noise. And I mean, they might win a game in the NLDS, but I highly doubt they're going to be able to do anything.
All right, and you say Josh Hader's overrated. Now, they traded Taylor Rogers for Josh Hader. Would you have rather stick with Taylor Rogers as your closer, or would you want to have made that debatable upgrade because they've both blown a couple saves this year? They both haven't had their best stuff as of late. Would you rather have that Taylor Rogers, or would you rather have the experience that Josh Hader has?
Well, no. Josh Hader is still good. Just because he's overrated, he's not as good as a lot of people say he is. But he is a massive upgrade over Taylor Rogers, I think. And I mean, if he can still close games down the clutch, then he's still great. But I think he isn't as good as some people make him out to be.
All right, and our final topic today, sleeper teams. Jack, what is your sleeper team to get into the playoffs this year?
One of my biggest sleepers here, I'm going to take the Philadelphia Phillies. I mean, why not the Philadelphia Phillies? They have a new starting rotation. You have two elite guys that you can walk into the playoffs with, Wheeler, Nola, and you have Eflin, you have Suarez, you have Gibson, you have Syndergaard. I think the Phillies are an elite team going into the playoffs. The hitting, ball go boom.
All right, and we're going to hold up one sec. We have a caller. Please state your name and where you're from.
Hi, I'm James Spector. I'm from Boston. How do you feel about the Orioles making the playoffs this year?
All right, that is a good question. I think that I would love to see them into the playoffs. You know, they haven't had the greatest success recently, but I think if they can at least contend for that, I feel like that'd be great for Baltimore and the Orioles franchise. Veer, how do you feel about that?
I think, pitchers kind of got boost with them moving Camden Yards a little bit hard, make it a little bit hard to hit home runs out of. But I think it would be a win for baseball fans if they make it. I think a lot of people will be rooting for them. But honestly, even if they do make the playoffs, I doubt they're going to do very much. But I think it would be really cool to watch them. And honestly, this is a super young team. Cedric Mullins, Adley Rutschman. I think this team could be really, really good in the near future.
All right, and we're going to take a quick break here at Green Lane Radio, sponsored by Deer Park. I'm your host, Sam Bailey, here with Jack Adler and Veer Chopra, signing off.